Okay, you know what? I changed it to watermelon, but it's got to be like cold, like in the fridge, like, and then no seeds. And I'll eat the
No
shit.
seeds.
Yeah, no seeds.
Why?
Like seedless watermelon.
But ¿qué te hace la
I don't
semilla?
like the semillas because then you're like eating it and then you're like tasked to fucking take out the seeds.
Why don't you just eat them?
You eat the seeds?
Yeah.
That's not good for you, dude.
Why?
Because you're gonna grow a fucking watermelon in your stomach.
I've had that.
You've had a watermelon in your stomach?
Now people like I told you when I was little, like I would be eating like una cena con madre, and then my cousin would walk in, and then we'd be like, ¿Te comiste la semilla? I'm like, sí. And they're like, y te vas a morir. Yeah, and I'm like, what? And then they're like, yeah, it's gonna like grow inside you and like it's gonna like explode or some shit.
I'm like, why wasn't I told about this?
Yeah, dude.
Why wasn't I told about this hazard before I
For
fucking ate this sandia?
Yo todo llorando, güey, like, and he just laughing, like, my family and shit.
What's up, you
How you
guys?
guys doing? Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I was expecting the rebuttal from you.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are you scared, bro?
I'm scared. Welcome to episode 16.
Dieciséis.
Dieciséis. How you guys doing? Oh, they can't talk back.
Yeah, like,
I'm talking to them like they're right in front of me.
who
So,
else is in this room, dude?
the spirits. I don't know, dude.
Is your house haunted, dude?
I don't think so. It was built in 1946
After World War II?
after World War II. This is a soldier's house, bro.
Did you start looking?
Yeah. I'm looking around because I'm
Damn.
like, you know what? There's been some creepy shit going on here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, how you guys doing? We're back again
It's
with
your
Charro-
boy.
CharroBeans podcast. A Mariachi podcast. How are you doing, Vic?
I'm doing good.
Dictor. Hey, I like
I'm
how
really-
I started saying Dictor on here, and like it kind of caught on.
For real?
Yeah,
Fuck.
people
I don't
call
like
you
that. I know Arturo calls me like that, and I'm like,
Dictor.
yeah.
I just like it because it's flattering, bro.
Why? You're calling me a dick.
That's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
It means you got that package, bro.
El ombligo sabe más, güey.
No, we're back again with episode 16. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the last couple episodes. I think it's been fun so far. How much is 16 weeks?
16 weeks?
Or like 16 episodes?
16 episodes? Like, how long is it?
That's 4 months.
4 months.
Holy shit.
Well, it's only like a month and a week.
Yeah.
Because remember there was a week we didn't do anything?
Yeah, I guess so. I give it a couple months before someone takes our idea and is better.
True.
Probably.
I mean,
Oh, well, whatever. We're just.
But I mean, it's like, you know, in movies, like, or horror movies, like the
Yeah.
first one's always the best.
I'm like, I beg to differ, bro.
Well, I mean, in our case, it's different, but
Yeah, I guess so. No, it was a good weekend here for the CharroBoys. Here at CharroBeans podcast, as you know, we talk about our gigs, and so how was your gigs? I think we so this weekend, and what happened was we kind of mentioned it already, but that one plata on Thursday was like, nope. So they haven't
Yeah.
been giving us a chance to play on Thursday. So we had a quick little practice. It's funny because I guess I'll talk a little bit about practice. One thing
Alright.
that I remember, we kind of didn't used to practice before. Like that was kind of our thing that we didn't really practice before
yeah.
because we just kind of know all the songs. Well,
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, dude?
you're like, Aussie cabrón.
¿Y los
No.
que te fallaron, güey?
I mean, like, we have enough rep to where, like, it's almost like we don't need to practice. You know what I mean? Okay, look, like,
Sus.
like any group, you want the group to sound like chingon, right?
Okay.
But I don't know. We practice like, say we've been practicing like what, like 2 weeks? 2 weeks? The fuck, couple months, right? Like every once in a while though. But like we almost never did. I remember when I joined the group, we didn't really practice. We just like, all right, we'll show up at this place and we're gonna play all the songs and okay, bye. And I kind of just learned the gig music by being at the gig. I know if you have recordings of me playing guitarrón like with the group when I started, I'm pretty sure I was big trash, bro. because like I didn't know any of the music. Like it was brand new to me and
I
all
know.
that shit like that. So, but now like we don't really practice anymore. I know groups that have like fucking rehearsals like once, twice a week. Like I
Yeah.
remember in the old group. Actually, you remember the group that we used to work with when we were like teenagers and shit?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember that we used to practice twice a week?
Yeah.
That's like a part time job, dude. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like,
Yeah, it was kind of
I'm
pointless.
15.
It was a little pointless for me.
Yeah.
I remember we had practice with the high school, and then we had to go to that.
Yeah.
So that whole day was packed for us, remember?
Yeah, like since we were pretty busy when we were kids, really, because we have to go to fucking high school practice, and afterwards we had practice for the group too, and then you have gigs, so it takes up a lot of your time. You know what I mean?
Took
Like,
up all of our time.
yeah.
I remember stopped doing soccer and cross country for music.
Oh, I forgot you were into soccer. It's because you're tall
I'm
and
still
handsome.
into soccer. What?
What? I'm like, you heard that? No, I'm
Whoa.
saying, no, but you play. You used to play soccer, and you were in cross country, and so you stopped, like because of Mariachi.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of did that too in a way,
Word.
because I
Were you
played
doing
baseball. Yeah, I played baseball for a little bit, and basically it came down to like, well, am I gonna be able to go to? Because I think baseball practiced like every day, like every day after school, and then we have like rehearsals with school. Then I had rehearsals with this other group, so like it just became a thing where I'm like, all right, well, I can't play ball no more.
Yeah. I remember it started because I started working. Like I would get
Like outside, like professional,
Yeah, I guess yeah.
or
Point is, I was getting home.
you
late.
were gigging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was getting home late.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then like cross country, we had to show up like at 5 a.m.
That's rough, dog.
And then soccer practice would be like in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then one day will be for Mariachi, and then the other group. So I guess after a while, I was like, I'm tired, Grandpa.
Yeah, dude. And the managers were like, well, that's too damn bad.
Yeah.
No, that's true, man. It takes up a lot of your time. So like, I guess I'm comparing, 'cause, like before, like we would practice high school, we would practice our little outside group, and then we grew up. And then now we don't really practice. Mostly, like, I guess for our group specifically, we don't practice that much. Like, we just mostly gig. Everybody already kind of knows their role, and they just kind of play it well. Like, they play their role, and then they show up to the gig like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Like, I know there are groups even now. They're gig groups, but they have, like, practices weekly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man. That reminds me of the times that we used to practice, like, all the time. And then looking back, I'm thinking like too, we used to practice all these arreglos and like popurris and shit that we never played at the gigs. But that's just because like we're not Vargas, dude. Like we're just a little gig group. You know what I mean? Like it's hard like to play stuff like that. Like you play this long ass popurri or whatever, and then people are like, that's impressive, but can you play Mariachi Loco? So it's like, what's the dynamic here?
I just feel like we're also at like a higher standard. Like we thought we were like we can't play shitty because we will sound bad, So we will practice the song, but we're like, it's not ready yet, compared to now. Now we're trying to learn a song. Maybe it's not ready, but we're like, you know what, just to get the practice in, like at a gig.
Yeah.
We'll be like, just to like get it like.
It's because I guess in the end you realize later that like you're really there to satisfy the client. So like you can only practice so much or like arreglos or stuff like that until people want to hear what they want to hear. I guess I don't know. I just had that random thought right now. Anyway, we had practice.
Yeah.
We practiced on Thursday. So it's kind of uneventful. We just practice.
It's mainly like we don't practice all the time, but it's mainly when like a client wants a song that we've never heard.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's a good segue. We ended up playing a song by Pesado. That's the name of the band. Pesado. Right. Yeah, we practiced the song Pesado from Pesado. But before we get to that, so we practiced that. We didn't play the Planta this week, and it's funny because we always have to have a group cover us, like to come play for us at the Planta. Since we're not going to be there. I'm looking at it for the client from the client's perspective. Like, imagine showing up and it's not us. Like, what would you think?
What the fuck?
I'm like, where are the beans?
CharroBeans. Right. I have had people like kind of message me like, hey, like I thought are you guys playing today? I'm like, nah, there's this other group. and they're like, well, if it's not y'all, I'm not going.
I'm not going. Well, a lot of the clients there that go at that restaurant, like they go specifically to watch us.
Yeah. Not because we're great. Well, nah. Like, right.
I'm like, this doesn't mean we're fucking
Right.
putting on a no te lunch.
No, obviously, like they like how and what we play.
Yeah,
But
obviously,
it's also
yeah.
because we know them. Like they're kind of our friends.
Yeah.
You know. Like
Yeah.
every time when they walk by, they're like, "Hey, how y'all doing?"
Yeah.
Like, I feel like me and you, we don't like we know who they are and they know
Yeah.
who we are, but because we're always in the back, you know, we like up there. Like sometimes Arturo goes up there and he's like, "Any song y'all want?" And he does like a little conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so they have like a deeper kind of friendship.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's because they've been there for fucking
Yeah.
10, 12. Well, I don't know how long they've been there. They've been there a long time, so they've already established like relationships. So
Yeah.
like, it's funny because when I remember the first couple times that I went there, like I would show up, and they're already talking to you like you know them forever. Like, oh, qué pasó, cómo está, amigo? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude.
and I'm just like, hey, I don't know you, bro, but what's up, dog?
Yeah, I got used to it for a while. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, they're just trying to be cool, you know. So you're just trying to be like, nice weather out there, you know.
Yeah,
How's your day going?
The creepy thing is that they know your name, but I still to this day
I
don't.
have had that. Yeah.
They're like, hola, Victor, and I'm like,
Whoa!
Wait.
Did something pop?
no, it was my.
Oh, there your
headphone.
neck popped. I'm like,
Oh, no, that's my
shit, dude.
That was my headphones.
It's fucking.
Yeah, dude. Wait, yeah, dude. I love CharroBeans. It's fucking dead. Hashtag dead. No, but for real, yeah, like it's kind of cool. So, getting back to the point, like, so when we have a group play there, like to fill in for us, I could see how the clients are like, "Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where's our boys?" You know, like they're not here. But so we ended up taking off from the planta, and we had to go to what was the gig? Oh, in Granbury, which is like a little town
Like
/ city southwest of Fort Worth. Yeah, it's in the boonies. We went out there and we had a 2-hour gig. Because it really it works out for us because I think the planta there we don't make much. Like it really we play at the planta because it's a good that's what's good about plantas. It's a good segue for clients.
I mean, that's the point of plantas. You know?
Yeah, like you get a base pay, but we play there really 3 hours. I think at the restaurant where we play, like the set is 3 hours, but obviously we're not getting paid per hour. We're getting paid like a base pay to be there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards we do talon. We charge 20 per song, and afterwards, you know, whatever we make or whatever is split up between us.
Yeah, I feel like what you're trying to get from a planta is for people to listen to you. So like you're advertising yourself, and el talon is look at
really
it
is an advertisement, like a marketing like plan. Like you're there to advertise yourself. You know, bring the clients. If a client is interested, they can come watch us. If they like the ambiente and you know how you play and shit, they'll be like, yeah, for sure. Like, we'll hire you. You know, based on your performance at the planta. You know, you guys sounded good. You guys put on a good show. That's really what it's for. Like, so it's not really as much for the money, but for the, it's also a place, you know, your friends, your family can come out, watch you play. You know, they don't have to pay for you. The only way they'll watch you play is at a planta. They're not gonna hire you most likely. You know, like. So that's really a place for you guys to for people to come watch you. That's really what it is. Yeah. So that was my point. So we get a base pay at the restaurant, but if we go to do like 2 for sure hours, you know, we're already gonna make more than at the planta.
Oh, same.
So it works out for us to get those 2 hours, like play those 2 hours and to not go to the planta, because I mean we're getting for sure money over here. Like over there, we might not make that with talon and the bass. You know what I mean? So anyway, we went to that gig. It was a 2-hour gig, and it's a lot of our clients now are just people we know. Like this group is established enough to where we're just like all our clients are returning clients. Like we have a lot of those peoples. Like this one specifically, we always go there for El Día de la Virgen.
Or I've played with them like already like 5 or 4 times.
Yeah, we've gone to that same place. They have like a house, and we just play outside. They have this little patio area, and it's sweet. Like it's a good deal, dude. Like there, you know, we just play the 2 hours and we're done or whatever.
Well, se hicieron 3.
Oh yeah, okay. So getting into that, before we went into so we played the 2 hours, and it was a fun gig because we had the system, and it was right next to us, so we could actually hear ourselves. So everything sounds good, you know.
I really like the rep. They were asking for.
They're asking for good rep. It's not
like
boring.
Jose Alfredo / Vicente.
Yeah.
Because we played something from Rocío Dúrcal, and they're like, who that?
Yeah.
Because they were always clapping, and then we played like something from someone else, and they're like, all right. But not.
What else, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, so but we did play a little bit. We played like a good set there. I liked it. And then what had happened was the guy was like, "Hey, after we were done, we're dipping." And the guy's like, "Well, play another one, play another hour." So we're like, "All right, bet." That's the thing. Like, I don't mind another hour if we're already there. Like, fuck it, let's just keep going. Especially because that one was a good time. Like, we've talked about it. Gigs are just fucking dragging. That one didn't really drag.
Yeah.
We were just chilling, jamming. And then what happened?
Well, the guy was kind of drunk, the client.
Oh, the main guy, right?
Actually, before that, remember the whole thing about being on the clock?
Right.
Uh,
So, you want to talk?
No, you got it.
No,
Chingame out.
no, go.
I said.
Go.
You got it.
I have no saliva right now.
¿Te presto?
Go.
No, so it was on the third hour too. Remember, because we were like, we're done, and then they kind of come up to us or to our boss, and they're like, "Hey, can you guys do another hour?" And so it was like, "Well, I'm not gonna say no, you know."
Yeah. When Arturo's feeling good, he's like, "No, see."
Yeah.
And we go right into it and shit.
Yeah,
So.
and so we were playing, and then another lady comes back, and she's like, "Wait, we want to show this little presentation." And
Yeah. Okay.
For the birthday girl, right?
I think it was her sister.
I don't know.
I don't know. Her sister or her cousin or whoever comes up to us and she's like, we're gonna play like a short video real quick, if you guys can chill. But we had just started the new hour,
Right.
so we were like, sure, like it's like you said, on the clock. So for those who don't know what on the clock means, it means like from the time you started, say you start at 6:30. If it's an hour gig, you end right at 7:30. Like a lot of people. It depends on your boss or like the person who runs the group or whatever. I know in Austin when I was down there, they were big believers in that shit. If we showed up at 6:30 and our first note was at 6:31, we're ending the gig at 7:31, no matter what. Like they would play all the hour, and as soon as that hit, like they were done. There was no maybe there was a pilon, but they really do work on the clock, bro. Like there is no overtime in that bitch. Like it's straight up that like. And so we kind of do that, but it's very rough. Like, it's a rough estimate. Like, because I try to do this when we get to the gig. I try to look at my watch just to see. Like, we're like, oh, okay, we got here at 5. We started like at 5. I don't know, fucking 5:07, whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, well, assuming we finish like at 6:07, I always look down like at my watch and I'm like, how is it 6:30? Like,
Oh shit.
like, I'm like. What? We kind of like for a whole hour, we should be done at 6:07. But then I look at my watch and I'm like, it's 6:20. What are we doing? We're still playing,
We played that long before?
Yeah, dude. Like we'll just. I mean,
I remember once.
Our boss has told us before. He's like, no mames, güey, no me dicen, and I'm like, that's your job, dog. And then, it's like, cause every once in a while I'll be like, hey, wait, like, are we still good? Like, cause sometimes I'll forget to look at my watch. And I'm next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit.
Well, like our new thing is bueno, because
right.
We already know people are gonna want like another song, or for the most part, un pilon.
So, almost every time they will ask for one.
Yeah. So our violin player being the MC.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's very into like, what's the word? Like you do something on the regular.
He's
habit.
Yeah, he's habit, or he's repetitive. He's
right.
Repetition.
So whenever we're finished and we're gonna do un pilón, he was like, bueno, el mariachi no se quiere despedir, pero por ser su cumpleaños, we're gonna give you another song, right?
Yeah. Hang on, real quick. It's for the people who don't speak Spanish. He basically said,
well,
he's like, so we always bueno, like when we go bueno. That's like that's the sign. It's basically saying like, well, we don't want to say bye to you guys, but this is gonna be our last, or we're gonna play you guys one more. That's basically it.
Yeah.
They're just saying we're gonna play one more song for you guys, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just like a warning, really.
Yeah. So
and then?
So now that's our thing now. Like every time we're like close to finishing, we're like bueno.
Yeah.
So that's
like the signal.
Yeah, it's our favorite thing now.
So how did I get on this? Okay, so we got that third hour, right? The guy was like, "Yeah, play one more hour." So I don't know what time it was or whatever, but the guy came up. He's like, "Play one more hour." Okay, cool. We started the hour. We played like maybe 3 4 songs. So then someone there at the party, I don't know if it was her sister or cousin or I don't know, came up to her and came up to us and was like, "We're gonna watch a short little video and then you guys can start again." And we're like, and I was like, "Bet, OTC,
Yeah.
we're on the clock."
Yeah.
So we all, you started eating cake, right? You were eating cake in the bag or some shit.
No, I was eating food. I was eating ceviche.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It looked like cake from where I was sitting. I looked over and you were fucking munching out,
Yeah, dude.
and I was like, "Hey, chingon."
We all were.
Oh, really?
You didn't eat?
Was I the only one that didn't eat?
Shit.
I was just chilling. I was watching the video, dude. So the girl had made La Cumpleañera, like a compilation vid of a bunch of like people telling her happy birthday.
You mean the family members? Everybody in the party?
No, well, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
most of them were in the party.
Yeah, it was just a compilation that she had recorded a bunch of people saying of her family saying happy birthday to her, like Te deseo bien, like best wishes and all that stuff. But I think that I didn't time it, but that video felt long, dude.
It was a while.
So by the time we started again, it was basically like a break. Like
Yeah.
we ended up being out for like 20-25 minutes. So I was thinking like, oh fuck, we're about to play like over, because sometimes like where our boss does, he's kind of back and forth sometimes. Like we never know if he's gonna just keep going or if he's gonna be like, no, on the clock. I guess it just depends on his mood. I don't know.
Yeah.
But point is, we played the rest of the hour. Luckily, we finished like on the clock. Like he factored in that they didn't waste time, but they used their time.
It wasn't our fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault. It's not our fault that they wanted to do that while while we're supposed to be playing. That's not on us. So it's like you said, we did the bueno.
Yeah.
So we told them this is our last song. Esta la de pilon.
Yeah.
What was it? No, I'm looking back.
I'm not gonna remember.
Me neither. But we played the song like según we already announced, que es la de pilon. So we're like dun 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 dun. We're done, right? Start disconnecting shit and fucking putting up my instrument. I was heading to my case to do that, and then the guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, yo," he's all like, "Nomás toquen una más," like, and we're like, "Dude, like, that's the thing that kind of gets me, because it's like you had all this time to ask for the song, and suddenly it becomes a priority when we're done. So it's like, dog, But
what made me upset was the way he said it.
Yeah, he kind of just came at us, right? And he was just like, "Nah, pues, ¿qué les cuesta?" And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because he was saying a lot of shit. He was like, "Well, I mean, ya están aquí, I'm like, no están cansados, ¿verdad? Like, you're not tired."
And I'm like, "Tú, güey."
I mean, we weren't, but that wasn't the point of it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not here to play for free.
Yeah.
Like, you hired us. And then he's like, I mean, no les cuesta nada,
Yeah.
like it costs nothing for you to play an extra song.
And that's it. Really, I think what kind of got me was, and not that I'm mad or anything, but it's just kind of
it's a very ignorant thing to say.
It's there you go. Good job. That's why I like you, Victor. That's the word, exactly the word I was gonna say. It's ignorant of him to be like, "No, pues, you guys are tired. Like, you guys are, what was the other word you said? You guys are tired, and that." Oh, like, ¿qué les cuesta? Like, what does it cost you to play one more song?
Yeah.
Well, like, that's the point, dog. Like, we're done. If we say we're done, we're done. If you want more, you pay for it. Like, it's just how. Damn, I realize it kind of sounds bad to say it that way, but it's really what it is, dog. Like, you wouldn't ask a guy, to work overtime and then not pay him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I know that we're in the right when Don Miguel says something, because Don Miguel is like the older guy, and he's like, "Yo, no, ese señor nombre, no." He gets all pissed, So I'm like, "Damn, dude, like he really got bothered with that,
And I mean, I don't even think we played one pilon. I think we played like two, dude.
I don't remember, but all I know is it was just like, all right, fine, whatever. So we try to start. I think we played half of it, because we were all like, we're already like way past our time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we ya cumplimos. Like, we're done. You already said we're done. So, but it brings up a good point. Like, que les cuesta? It costs a lot to be a mariachi if you really think about it.
In general.
Or any musician really. But the only reason I say mariachi is because that's what I do. So that's all I know. But it does cost us to be a mariachi. Like, all the costs that go into being a musician is a lot, dude. Like, think about it. You got just in your fit alone, bro. Like, for you to look good, like getting there, just getting there, you have to have your traje, you know, your boots, your belt. Those belts are like fucking. Well, if you get like uno piteado, that's just like fucking 200, $300, dude.
Mine was 50.
Well, they make those cheaper ones, the ones that are like the economical one. But that's what I'm saying. Si agarras una de piteado, like it's just like $3, dude. And I know like los que según si son charros, like they want to wear that good shit. You know, it's like they don't go for like they don't go shopping at Ross. Like they want that good shit. You know, like
Burlington, dude.
yeah, like they don't shop at Ross. They shop at Marshalls.
Yeah, dude.
No, but just in your traje alone, you know, your white shirt, your belt, that just in general will be like up to $1,000 depending on how fancy your shit is.
Just if you break it down, like un traje bueno, it's from like $350 to like $450. That's pants with gala. Sometimes it doesn't even have gala.
Yeah, you put gala, you might as well raise it another $100.
And then vest, jacket, right? That's basically a full suit.
Full suit.
That's $350, $450. You have boots. Boots are around 60 to 100 depending what material and all that. Right. You have your belt goes from $60 to $300.
Right.
What else? Shirt. You have to buy more than one shirt, especially if you work like we do. Like I think I have like 5 shirts.
5 white, plain white button ups.
And they like because of all that wear and tear, I guess. Yeah. Because I mean, you wear them a lot, so sometimes like they wear out or like they get like stained from like your neck or something. Because sometimes you go to somewhere where it's like super dusty. Yeah. You know. And
once you get something white dirty, you're fucked, dude.
It looks yellow. It looks like you don't shower and shit. So you gotta like get new shirts.
You're like pinche pobre.
Yeah, dude.
And you're like.
So you gotta get new shirts still. So I mean.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that.
So that in general is already $1,000. Yeah. Right. And then you got to factor in like your gas money to get there to the gig, which, you know, like for us, we all take a van, but that costs our boss money, which he pays for the gas, he pays for the van, he pays our boss in specifically. He has 2 phones, he has one for the jobs and one for his wife. You know, like he's got 2 lives that he's got to live. That's 2 cell phone bills. Yeah, like what else goes into it? Like your instrument in general.
Oh, see.
Guitarrones are not cheap, bro. Yeah. That's a whole fucking down payment on a car, dude. Like, especially at the prices people are selling them at now.
Exactly, which is overpriced. I don't know what you guys are buying. I don't know you guys are buying 2K bases or 2,500K bases. That's not okay, bro. It's cool that you have the money. It's not okay that you're buying them.
2K for a guitarrón for me is kind of crazy.
Mine was like 1,800, and even then, like. It was kind of worth it because like the pegs are mechanical.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yours had an upgrade.
Yeah.
Because yours have an upgraded pegs, so you can tune easier. Yeah. But dude, straight out the box, they want like 20. I'm like, dude, ni Morales los quiere así, güey. You know, dude. Like.
I mean, now they do because they're like, hey, like, you guys are selling them for their price over there. Yeah.
So they kind of saturated the market doing that. Like now the market is like, no, you have to at least get that. And I have that experience because like I buy and resell instruments. But I've told you this before. Like when I buy it, if I decide to sell it, I almost always sell it for what I bought it for. Not because I want to make money, but because I like. Well, we'll go into one of the questions later that kind of talks about this. But yeah, like just playing your instruments, like you have to buy them, you have to try them out. If you don't like them, you resell. Yeah. Like that's just what it is. But people like to make profit on them.
Violas are stupid expensive too. Everything is super
expensive, fucking violas cost as much as violins now.
I remember in high school, I called Ruben Morales, and I think for a viola, it was like $750.
Yeah, and that's like, brand new. Yeah. Yeah, and sent to your door, bro.
Like, God damn, dude.
But, okay, so let's just put a rough estimate. Your instrument is $1,000 to $1,200, right? Right. Rough estimate, you know. It could be more, it could be less. That's your instrument. Your strap's $10. Your what else is after? Is it just that?
Well, I don't know, but for me, dude, like this week I spent $110 on strings.
On strings, dude.
I bought 3 packs, dude. You know?
Yeah, 3 packs of strings.
Like the maintenance I do for my bass, I have like a wax and I have this other thing that's for like wood.
For your maintenance?
Yeah.
Oh, right? Okay.
So I mean that's like I don't know, it's like $20.
Yeah.
You know, I buy rags, I buy micas, because those wear out, or at least on the fingerboard.
Yeah, after a while they
I
start.
switch them out every other month because that metal and that pressure really gets through the mica.
Yeah, you start getting all scratched up and shit.
So you have to like buy that. You have to order it.
Right.
It's like a lot of shit.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so all that instrument for maintenance to keep it clean. Not to mention, we have a sound system that our boss paid for. He paid for speakers. He paid for a board. He paid for like the stands. Like
the mics.
Just in general, just for us to show up to the fucking gig is gonna be like 2,000 per person at least. Just based off of their instrument and what they have on. Not to mention outside stuff. So when people are like, pues, ¿qué te cuesta tocar otra? I'm like, dude, we already satisfied you, bro. You asked for 3 hours. We paid the 3 hours. It's pretty ignorant of you to be like, play another. And then and that's the thing, too. Like, because people on here are going to be like, wow, they don't want to play one more song. Okay, dog. But sometimes you get to a gig where the people, like, ya sabes que si tocas un pilón, va a haber otro. Luego va a haber otro.
Yeah.
Luego va a haber otro.
Yeah, like quieren abusar. They want to like, what's the word? Like they want to choose you up as much as they can.
Right. Like they don't want to pedir una de pilón. They want a pilón playlist, bro.
Dude.
Like, because you play one, they're already like, oh, well, they played one more. Like, they can play another one,
Yeah.
So you have to cut those off because after a while, like, you can, like, feel it. You're just like, look, if we play one more, it's not going to be the only one. Like, I'll tell you right now. So people kind of take advantage of that because we'll play one and they'll be like, oh, again. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so if you don't cut it off, you're never going to leave this fucking place. When next thing you know, we're late to the next gig because you kept asking for shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, you got to understand, like, it does cost us to be there. It does cost us, in theory, to play another song.
Yeah.
Like not to mention all the shit we just mentioned, but it's just, dude, you're tired, and stuff like that. Like, we're trying to get the fuck out of here, But people need to understand that, like, if you're gonna ask for a song, like, just understand what we have to go through just to go to your fucking gig. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also
you can do it, bro.
I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere, I swear.
And it was good, I promise.
Fuck.
I'm like, do I move on or no? I don't know.
Hold on.
Come on, bro.
Oh,
you can do
and it's also like,
there you
go. Like time, because I mean, back then when I was trying to like be good, like I would practice like hours in a day.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I mean, you could be doing something else,
right?
Like making money like in another way.
Yeah.
Rather than being in your room or like maybe missing time with doing something else or like studying or being with a friend or something.
Like, is it worth it to make your mom mad? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you playing loud as fuck in your room. I know my mom, like, all she would hear is me chun 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 chun, like me fucking loud. And she was probably like, God, this kid doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, but
yeah, dude. I mean, now like I still practice,
Yeah.
But it's not as much.
Yeah.
But it still does take time from you.
In principle, it took you all these hours to get good enough just to go to that gig.
Exactly.
Is what I'm saying. Like if it wasn't for all those hours that I spent listening to music, like trying to learn your songs and stuff like that, like that's just like it takes a lot to be there.
Or like, can you imagine other people like back in the day? They have to like buy albums.
Oh right.
Like,
well, now we have like Spotify and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still paying a subscription though.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah, and if you pay that subscription and go to Spotify, you can check out CharroBeans.
Right.
It's a playlist I made so you can listen to good mariachi music. Anyway, on Spotify.
Yeah, and then some people have like more than one instrument.
Yeah.
I have a harp, a guitar, a bass.
I'm like, what's your address, bro? I'm gonna go rob your ass.
I have 2 harps. Anybody buying a harp? Right.
It's like, I'll go over there and steal that shit right now, bro. Your heart. Anyway, after we beat up that guy, right? No, after we played, we're like, you know what, dude, we're done. I'm sorry, like we already played La de Pilon, just we're done. And he's like, okay, whatever, and he paid for us.
No, not even, because I stayed with Arturo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I had left, so
and Arturo's like, it's this much money.
Yeah.
And he's like, ¿Cómo? Like that's a lot. I'm like, bro.
Like, you knew what you were getting into. Yeah. Like, you specifically wanted one more hour.
He still paid it, but I guess he's trying to make you feel bad. And he's like,
to be like, you know what, like knock off $500. Like, no,
No,
that's
dude.
not how it works.
Se pasan. Some clients do try to milk you. That's what I was looking for. They're
Milk
just
you?
trying. Yeah, they're just trying to like get as much as you can from you.
Yeah.
Because there's some clients too that they like get the pilon and then they're like, all right, now we want another hour. You know, now they got that extra song.
Oh,
Or
that
sometimes,
has happened. That has happened.
sometimes they'll ask for a long ass song, or they'll just be like quiero bailar, which that means we have to play like 3 songs so
Yeah.
it can be satisfied.
Yeah, with
what I mean?
dancing. Yeah.
Or they'll ask for el principio, which is a
fucking 8 minutes long song and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, no mames. Like. So that is true. People will try to take advantage. They're not dumb, you know. They'll ask for a couple pilones and they're like, all right, you know what? Stay an hour. We'll pay another hour.
They think they're slick.
And we just played 15 minutes for you, you know. So it's you just gotta watch out, man. Like, you gotta know when to cut it off because if you don't, you're never gonna leave that fucking gig, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, we beat up the guy and then
Right.
and then we went to the next day. Next day, well, we only had 4 hours. It was all right. It was all right. I liked it because they were later in the day. It gives me a chance to take a nap and then go to work. I love naps, bro. In college, I would go to one class, come to my dorm, nap, and then go to the next class, and then come back and then nap, and then wake up and then eat and then go to sleep.
I've learned to appreciate naps.
Yeah, dude.
Because when I was little, I wouldn't take naps. Because I would go to sleep early, man.
Because you had the energy, dog, like to do anything.
No, but besides that, like I would go to sleep early. And then I started working, valió madre.
Yeah.
And then you start going to college, valió más madre. 'Cause now you really don't have time.
Yep. I'm like, it's all downhill from there,
dude.
bro.
Nah, but those some naps will smack.
Oh, they'll
So,
fucking hit, dog.
Yeah.
You wake up, pinches babas, fucking to the back of your fucking ear.
Anyways, and yeah, dude. We started like I think the first one was at 6.
It was like, yeah, it was later in the day. It was
a birthday funeral
it was the birthday of a girl who had passed away. Man, she was young, man.
last year.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
She was 15, I think.
I don't know. I just know that she missed her birthday by like 4 days.
Right, she passed away like 5 days before.
Because I think I told you I may sound like a hypocrite, but like sometimes I'll be laughing during a funeral now. You know what I mean? Because remember when I said I hate when people do that?
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes, like, I'll remember something funny and I'll start laughing.
I see. It's
you
like,
know what I mean?
Yeah, you have a funny thought out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you
so
feel
you kind of
bad.
start smiling or you start laughing.
Yeah.
I think I told you one time.
Yeah, you told me.
Like, I just started laughing and you're like,
dude, shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
So, like, my new thing to kind of stay, like, serious? Is I start looking at the tombstones and I start, like, doing math. Like, this guy was 90 years old. So I started doing
If
it.
anything, you have this face, like, confused.
Yeah.
Because I can't math, bro, at all.
No,
No,
just, like, carry the wind. And then, I saw her tombstone and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she was young, man.
Yeah.
Like, so we played it was like an hour at the cemetery. She had her family there, and then afterwards we played an hour at her house. I think, like her parents' house. You know, they had like food for the people that came out and stuff like that. Those gigs, I don't particularly love them because I mean they're just so sad, bro. Like, we end up playing like nothing but sad songs, and it sucks because you're just like, fuck, man, this isn't a good situation. Because like when I think mariachis, I think like good times, you know. But like,
I mean, mariachis are for all events.
Yeah, you're right.
But mainly it's for having a good time.
Yeah,
celebration of whatever.
I mean, in a way, they were celebrating her life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's what part of it was too. It wasn't just all grievance, you know. Like it was actually celebrating the fact that she was with them, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why they had like the food afterwards and stuff. Even I think her dad was there and asked us like, "Toquen algo más alegre," you know, like.
Yeah, like they're done mourning. Like,
yeah, like yeah. So we started playing a couple songs. The only thing I didn't like about that place, we were outside, bro, and the fucking mosquitoes here in Texas do not give no fucks, bro.
They were eating me up, bro. Fuck.
It was funny because like I wasn't getting any of them, but they were all going to you.
Yeah, I heard from me. Like, it was dark too. Like,
yeah, it was very dark.
Like there was no good light in there, and all you hear from me was like,
yeah.
Like I kept killing one. I killed like a juicy one.
Yeah.
Like it was all red.
I'd be playing a ranchera like boom ching, and then you would just hear like, and I would be just chin, chin,
Yeah.
chin. There's no guitarrón.
We're like boxing the air. and
Yeah,
shit.
dude. They're like, these mosquitoes don't want these hands. You just
Yeah, dude.
But I do remember that, yeah, you kept whacking the mosquitoes, and I was like, dude, they're not getting me. I was like, they're all killing you, bro.
And they're like, see?
Yeah, yeah. And then at the end, one mother, like it was literally at the end, and I looked over at my thumb. Big fat ass motherfucker was just landing right there on my thumb, just like chilling, bro. And I'm like, don't you do it, because I was playing. That's the thing with us, like as Armonia players, we're playing all the time. Like I think we've said this before, but violins and trumpets, they play their part. They put their violin down, their trumpet down. So they're free to do stuff, but we're not. Like we have to play the whole time. So it's hard for me to just like, whack my thumb. So I'm playing. I'm like, don't you do it, bro? Don't you do it? And I seen him like, I could have sworn I seen that dude go, yeah. Motherfucker dipped into my fucking thumb, dude, and just started biting me. And I was like, no. Next thing you know, I whacked him and he died. And I was like, fuck. So the whole time after that, I was all itchy. And I still have it to this day, bro. To this day, bro. It's from
All right, it was last week, bro.
That's what I'm saying. To this day. So,
they told you mine like bit me in the inside of my thigh.
Oh, yeah, you told me that it bit you
feel
in
it,
your
dude.
crotch, bro.
How'd he get there?
Oh, you don't want to know how he got there.
He was like, de aquí soy. I'm like, bro.
He's like, huele a carne. Huele a carnitas. And he was like, ñam.
He's like,
Yeah, dude.
that shit was weird.
He's like, aquí sí sale la sangre potente, cabrón.
It's like, this is the spot. It's like the la barbacoa, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's all nice and soft.
He liked it biting down there because like, sabe a chicharrón.
What?
He's like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, dude, that mosquito was... No, it's because that's the thing, dude. Like, the mosquitoes nowadays, they can go through your clothes. Well, I don't know if it's just a Texas thing, but they don't give a fuck, dude. They'll bite through your clothes to bite you. So
Some do, like the bigger ones, they can go through your clothes, apparently.
they said... Because before, I mean, if they saw exposed skin, they were like, "Is it for me?" but like now, it's just like, dude, they'll just see any open spot, and they're like, "Me lo comer," and then
Right?
they'll just pick at you, So it's rough as Armonia players. We can't stop, dude, so we can't whack them, So we're at the mercy of them, really. Like if we're outside, we're fucked. I can't wait till it gets cold because now they won't be able to bite us. They'll be all dead and shit.
You gotta calculate your spot, dude. You gotta pick the chord where you have, or at least for me, where I have like an upper note.
Yeah.
Like when it's un la, so it's la mi, so I can just play like the single mi.
Oh.
Meanwhile, like my other hand's like.
Well, well, you can do that because, like you said, you can play the guitarrón and still you don't need to put the fingerings over here. But if I do that, I'm playing all the open strings, so it just sounds ugly.
Well, it's not all the time. Sometimes like it would be like, I don't know. Let's say like P flat, sound like B F B F D C F. Like I can't stop.
Yeah.
So it's not every song.
I'm like, now I'm mad.
¿Estás llorando?
Fucking mosquitoes. Anyway, so that was that gig, and then we went to what was it? What was the one after? Oh, that we had a 2-hour gig at this.
Oh, it was by La Gran Plaza.
It was over there by in Southside Fort Worth. There, dude, they had a badass setup in the back, dude. They had like this badass patio and like bar tiki area, and they had like I don't know, it just looked legit there,
dude,
bro.
I passed by that house when I used to work as a meter reader.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my route.
And you were like, hey.
No, it's just like, that's a nice house. Because Southside does not have the best houses.
Yeah, Southside's a little rough.
So
or
like,
rougher.
Yeah, so it's one of those places where like it's like not a very nice house and it's like a really nice house. Like they like the people there like
fixed it up.
They fixed it up.
Yeah.
So I remember like we were walking. I'm like I remember this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like I even saw the meter box. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that guy that hired us is the guy that he's always like there at the restaurants. It doesn't matter what restaurants we go to. He's always gone there. He's a big supporter of us.
Yeah. He's a top fan on Facebook.
He's a top fan. He's subscribed to the OnlyFans if we had one.
What?
I mean, what?
Don't give it up, bro.
No, but yeah, he comes out all the time and he always asks for El Venado.
Yeah.
He gets so hyped for that fucking song.
Yeah, he goes to a seafood shack or used to go to seafood shack.
Yeah. Bro, don't mention Seafood Shack, bro. Don't talk about my ex like that.
I can't forget it, dude. I can't. I miss it.
I miss Seafood Shack too, bro.
Moment of silence.
Thank you.
So yeah, we were playing at this guy's house.
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy, man. I like
He's a
him.
cool guy. Yeah, he's chill. And that's it's like you were saying, like that's like your new thing, right? Like huele a otra hora. Like it
Yeah,
smells like
oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be another
Yeah.
hour. Because that gig was a 2-hour gig. But it was hype. Everybody was fucking digging the music, and I went live for a little bit on CharroBeans
Oh, yeah.
podcast
You couldn't see me. You could see me. It was like my lower half.
in your crotch.
I'm like, there's nothing interesting there.
Oh yeah, there is.
That mosquito was like, I beg to differ.
The mosquito was watching.
Yeah.
He was all like, "Yeah, I wrecked that."
When you're like rubbing my thighs together, I'm like, can I pica?
Yeah, dude. No, but it was a good time there. Everybody liked the music. You know, we were just chilling, we were jamming, and it's like you looked over me. It was like, dude, huele a otra hora. Like,
Yeah, dude.
It looks like we're gonna
Could
play
have
another hour.
sworn.
Yeah, dude. That's just how it. We talked about this kind of last week. Like my wife, I'll be like, it looks like I'm gonna be done like at 10. We only have 2 hours or whatever, and then I end up getting home at 1 a.m. Just
Yeah.
because like. I'll be like, I'll text her. I'm like, hey, so like the last one turned into another hour or another 2 hours, you know. So
She's like, who's the other bitch?
yeah, she's just like I already knew this was gonna happen, you know. So I'm like,
She's like, I already know you and shit, bro.
like I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have a movie night. She's like, and then
Right.
I get home, she ate all the popcorn. She's like, I watched the movie.
Right.
Toda enojada. She's just like,
With
You
the
ain't
dog
shit.
and the cat.
yeah, dude. Even the dog and the cat are like,
Yeah.
chill. But no, it's a good time, but it didn't turn into more time. So it was a chill weekend for us. I mean, it was a good time. Pinche COVID.
Why?
No,
We
just
had a spike this week.
yeah. That's
Sucks.
that's good to know.
Yeah. I was so close to start going out.
Yep.
I was like, no pasa nada.
And you're like, aha.
Yeah. Good time.
Oh man, let's get into Charro chat. Fuck it.
All right.
Charro chat.
You read them or I read them?
You read.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Sure. Ready? Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Oh, shit.
You
Hold
gotta
on.
do it quick.
No,
Hurry
let,
up.
let me change the. All right, go.
Best 2 out of 3.
Go.
Reads them.
Yeah.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Fuck. We had this thing where I always lose,
Yeah.
so I ain't shit.
It was funny. What was it? When we were like, who's gonna pay for the pizza? And they were like, rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you're gonna pay? Like,
And sure enough, I fucking lost. Okay. At the VG33, what will you talk about when you don't have gigs on a weekend? Nothing.
Yeah.
We'll just sit here in silence and.
I guess being serious, I think we should like do like a little rant or something.
A rant?
Yeah, like talk about something that we hate or like something that's pretty cool.
Or just
You
straight
know?
talk shit about everybody. You know what? This motherfucker and just going
Bro,
on people like.
Just like tag them.
Nah, we won't do that.
Yeah, we will.
I'm like, yeah, we will. Test us, bro. Let's see. This is more of a comment, I guess. At Emmanuel Peña says, si te robas el Wi-Fi de una iglesia, es una señal de Dios.
Oh,
¿Qué
shit.
piensan? So for people who don't speak Spanish, if you if you rob the Wi-Fi from a church, is that a signal from God? What do you think?
That's funny. That made me laugh.
I mean, think about it. It is a signal from God.
Yeah, but
If it's free, then you're not stealing it. And if you hacked it, well, God
That's
only
stealing.
gave you the skills to hack it,
Whoa.
so that you can hack
Smells
it.
like fish. Huele a pecado.
I was like, what? You got me there, bud. No, that's funny. Hey, good job. This is a good one. At Roheli03 says, best place to buy and try out Armonia instruments besides Facebook. Well, this is what I told Victor. I was like, Facebook is kind of the only place, man. Because that's the thing about instruments now. Like, you can probably buy a violin shop, or you can probably buy a violin at a violin shop. You know, there's a lot of luthiers out there. Because I think violins, or the violins that violinists use, like, they're not mariachi violins or anything, right? Like, they're just violins, like, from...
Like classical violins?
Yeah, they're just classical
I think
violins.
so, yeah.
So you guys have those resources to just go to a violin luthier or a music store. They will literally carry those. So, but we don't really have anything like that other than like Mariachi Connection, or I've seen some people on Facebook have shops. But as far as like good instruments, like vihuelas, guitarrones, arpas, like very specific mariachi instruments, you're gonna have to go on Facebook. You're gonna have to go on fucking what's it called? Like in those groups and stuff like that, where it's just like people buy and sell stuff like that. And like I said, like I buy and sell instruments all the time, but it's because like I want to find the ones that I like, not necessarily like just good vihuelas, because there could be a good vihuela. I'll sell it because I just don't personally like it. But I've sold them and they're like, oh, this is a good vihuela, and I'm like, yeah, it's a good vihuela, but just not for me. So like the only other place I can think of is like Mariachi Connection, but they only carry like Reyes instruments and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I know everybody's gonna say like the best luthier is Morales. You know, there's other people though. They're all on Facebook, which is like Roberto Hernandez's vihuelas. You know, Mora or Hermanos Mora, Javier Meras. Who else?
Sandoval, Pistolo.
Sandoval, Pistolo, yeah. Ruben Morales. You know, all those people are on Facebook now. Like you can literally the only way to really test out instruments is buying them and then reselling them. Like so you
I mean,
buy.
it's local. I think you can meet someone.
Well, yeah, but it depends like where you live too. Like I just sold one to someone in Vegas. I don't know how many instruments people have there in Vegas, and I just sold. There was a guy that had hit me up in Wisconsin, and I'm like, damn, bro, like you're closer to Canada, if anything.
Yeah.
But like I don't know how many people there locally sell Morales instruments. So the thing is, you're gonna have to find it on Facebook. Someone's selling it. You buy it. You're really taking a chance on the instrument. You get it. You get it at home. You play it. If you don't like it, you sell it. They're always gonna sell regardless. So it's just a matter of what's your preference and stuff like that. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I can say.
That's how it be.
Do you have any suggestions?
I mean, you can as the luthier too, but I mean, it's all on social media. You know,
Yeah.
like people will sell on Instagram too. Some people even have their little thing on Snapchat. Maybe not instruments, but maybe like suits or something.
Yeah.
So social media in general for me.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to go on social media. It's really the best resource that I could say, but I don't know. That's just
Or
me.
WhatsApp.
El what? At wait, what? No, at not gay Noe.
Okay.
That's just his ad is not gay Noe.
Now we're cancelled.
Now, so there's one guy that's gay Noe, because he's saying he's not gay Noe. So there's a guy named.
Sure, the question.
Yeah. Anyway, what is a good? Oh, what? What age is good to join a group? I'll let you answer this one.
I guess it depends on the type of group. Like, I feel if you start very young,
Mm-hmm.
it's because of your family. You know,
True.
like you will be with your dad or mom, like whoever works in the mariachi, and you'll be with them. You know.
Yeah.
Because I feel if you start as young as I'm thinking, like 8 or 9 years old.
8 or 9?
Yeah, I've heard people.
I was still shitting my pants back then.
That's not.
Still am.
If you start with like. Anyways, if you start like young, there's a lot of bad influence in
Mariachi. Yeah, you know you're right.
You know,
There can be bad influences.
like whether it be drinking, other groups do drugs, which in music a lot of people in general like to do
different
drugs.
genres. Rock, country, they do that shit.
So I mean, I feel like if you are gonna start that young, you should be with someone that takes care of you or keeps an eye out for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because some people are like, no pasa nada, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like, si pasa, you know, like you're
Yeah,
gonna
man.
ruin this kid's life.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe to be independent by yourself, maybe from 14, 15,
Yeah.
you know.
You have to be at an age where you can't be coerced too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a good mind for yourself.
Like
you know?
where you have like that little, like, gut instinct, you know, like,
Right.
like this isn't right.
Yeah.
This is something,
You
know.
gotta have a small token of consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, 'cause it's a serious thing, man. Like.
Yeah.
Like, thank God, like, yo, cuando empecé, like, I was with you guys, you know, it was a little gig, like, you could say that professional group was a little school group. You know,
Were you 14 or 13?
I was
You were young.
I was young, yeah.
Yeah, when you started.
Right. So like, um, I was never interested in drinking when I was small
Yeah.
or doing drugs. I mean, I've never really done drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I do drink now a little bit. I don't drink all the time, but some people do get like a bad. They do get that. They get affected by that influence,
Right.
you know. And when you see them now, they're like not very okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I think really at the end of the day, you have to figure out why you're getting in the group in the first place. Is it because you want to become better, or do you want to get paid? Like, is it solely money? Do you want to learn more? You have to know exactly what you're getting in that group for, and you have to also understand how much time it's going to take. You know, like I said, you might be in a practice group that like is very serious about what they play. They play full ass potpourris. You know, you're gonna have to learn all that music, or you're just joining a gig group, or you know, you're just looking for extra cash. Like you have to know exactly why you're going into what you're going into, and you have to also be aware of what could happen. Obviously, like I'm very much that person. Like I think of all possibilities, like the worst possibilities first, and then go from there. Like I'm like, this is the worst that can happen. It usually ends in death, and then I go back.
All right, take it down a notch.
Yeah, I take it down a notch. I'm just okay. So I could die, and then okay, this is what is the next worst thing. You know, I just look at all possibilities. So then that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're that young, hopefully you have someone there that can watch over you. You know, become a mentor to you, or can just watch you to make sure you're not wilding out or whatever. But for sure, know why you're getting into the group, and then after that, just have a good instinct on stuff. It's like you said, like all genres do crazy shit. You know, mariachi is no different. Just trust yourself, trust your gut, and but to answer the question, I guess whenever you feel ready, you know, because it also depends on how ready you are repertoire wise, or because a lot of the times they want you in the group because you're gonna be able to pull your weight. You know, they don't want someone who's gonna drag the group down. So also understand that there is a certain level that is expected of you when you're coming into a group. So that's also another thing to think about.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes.
Yeah.
The question is what age, and we're like, yes.
Gonna get us.
Well, I don't remember which ones we said we're gonna be. Oh shit! I can cut this out anyway. Should we talk about that? Have you ever been confronted by a caiman being too shady? Should I?
Sure.
All right. At _ Ismael Sanchez says, have you ever confronted a caiman for being too shady?
Go.
Me?
Oh, I thought I answered the last one first though.
Oh, okay. So for people that don't know what a caiman is basically a guy or the boss of the group that steals from the rest of the. But usually they call a caiman a caiman because it's very obvious that they're stealing money from everybody. Like, you know, like the gig was for four, like it was like 5 of you guys, and it was like you guys charge 500 and you end up with like, you know, $50. Like, it's like, dude, where's the rest of the money? You know, so it's just it's sus. You know, so. Well, the thing about a caiman, I don't think I've ever dealt with one like that. I do have a story where it was shady as fuck. But we don't have enough time for me to go into. Maybe next episode. But I will say this: you have to watch out for those guys, because if they take advantage of you early, they will know that they can do it at any time. So and if you don't say anything, like every time you're gonna be, you know, cut some cash, and then next thing you know, it becomes a trend, and then you're just gonna be known as the guy that will take a smaller check. So you got to know whether to confront them or not. Like, if it's very for sure that they're stealing money from you, it's like, dude, you got to call it out, or it's not gonna it's not gonna get better. You're just gonna keep getting your check deducted and shit. Yeah. What do you have to say?
Well, I had one time, and I really do try to remember the name of the group. I no me acuerdo. But it was a gig on the east side of Dallas.
Okay.
So it was already kind of far for me, you know, because I'm from Fort Worth.
How old were you at this point?
I think I was like
Were you young?
19.
Okay, so relatively young.
Yeah, I had more like not common sense, but I would speak up more.
Okay.
I started speaking up more after high school, and
And that's a big thing for you because you don't really talk,
right.
and you have a podcast.
Anyways,
Anyway,
and for like an hour, he paid me $30. Way.
$30
Yeah.
for an hour? How many
Yeah.
people?
I want to say there were like 8.
8 people?
Yeah,
That's $240
exactly.
if everybody got paid $30.
Right. So he gave me that, and he's like, "No, es que quién sabe qué el cliente and this and that." I'm like,
What?
"Yeah." I was like, "Nah, dude." I just told him like, if you're gonna be paying like this, like, don't call me, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this wasn't worth it for me. Like,
Yeah.
this is barely gas money. Yeah,
And,
apenas,
and
you
this
know?
and this is back when gas was expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
gas is like, well, people in California are like, that's it, but it was really here like at $3-4 at that
Yeah.
time probably, and here you like right now you think gas price is like 160
I
if
think it's
anything.
like 180.
Yeah, here in Texas, but for sure, yeah,
Yeah,
30
I was
bucks
like, dude,
doesn't cover shit,
I was
bro.
like, dude, don't call me. You're gonna be pulling that, you know? Because
Yeah,
like I drove a bit, and you have to drive through Dallas,
yeah,
which is like
already
you
rough.
can crash and not be your fault, you know? Like
people in Dallas are like, you know what, I'm gonna ruin this dude's day.
they're extremely aggressive drivers. You know?
Yeah,
and
for
you have
sure.
to drive aggressive too, because otherwise they'll take advantage of you.
Yep, that's
Like
true.
you have to know how to drive to go through
Yeah,
Dallas.
dude,
And
stresses you out and
yeah.
shit. Get
and it's
anxiety.
like- and that's why I don't remember him, because he hasn't called me anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm like, you gotta like tell him, because you know.
yeah. That's the thing. Like you'll get paid. It's because, oh, I guess that's a quick example I could think of. It's where the fact, like here, I think the standard is $50-$60.
Yeah.
You know, regularly for an hour. So when you get paid less than that, and they like, because usually that's already understood. So like the people will be like, you know, I need you for an hour. Can you come? And I'm like, yeah, sure, because I already know I'm gonna make $50 or $60. But I get there, I play the hour. You give me $40-$45. I'm like, yo, like, cough it up, you know, like,
Yeah.
and he's like, no, it was, you know, that's the pay for an hour. I was like, well, you should have told me that before I drove all the way over here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna ask, if you're the one looking, you should understand that you have to pay them a certain amount. Like, I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, I
By
mean,
covering
I
your
feel
gig.
like it's such a common thing, like that pay from 50 to 60, that you don't even like ask. Like, I feel like you're gonna pay less than that, you're gonna have to let them know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, like I said, like it's always 50-60. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when it's 40, it's that's not right.
Yeah, dude. Like, you have to understand, like, you as a player, you have rights too. Like, if you already know that this is what you usually make, like, make that apparent. Because if not, they're going to keep robbing you, dude. That's just really what it is. Like, they see a little fish out of water, and they're like, you know what? We can pay this guy $20-$30. Like, and he won't complain. And probably me as a kid, I probably would have been like, chingon, you know, $20. But really, like, that's not good. Like, they're keeping all your money, dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're going home with 30, and they're going home with like 100. Like,
Yeah.
that's not right, dude. So just be careful, man. I have a story, but I'll wait for another day for that one. Last question. Next question. Oh, this is good. Okay. This one is in different parts, but I think we can only do one. So, at that guy Marek says, have y'all ever dealt with difficult musicians, like they don't know how to work well? Yeah, have you ever dealt with difficult musicians?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like like in every group, or there's always gonna be someone that's kind of like, you don't work the same as them. You know what I mean?
Describe it. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like sometimes a lot of people like to be like we've said before, and they like to be an alpha male. Other people don't like to talk at all. You know, even when we're supposed to be communicating, like when you don't know a song,
Right.
No te ayudan, which is, I mean, it's fine. Or sometimes, other people like to like play rough. You know, like como para hacer ambiente, they kind of make fun of you or some shit like that.
Right.
You know, something that nags you basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or maybe the way they play or something like that. You know,
Mhm.
but you just have to learn to work with it. Like I've told you, like I've done this thing where like I zone out different things.
Okay.
You know, like I'm done fighting, me personally. You know, like someone does something, or or they do something I don't like, I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still doing my part. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna go up to you and be like, dude, fix this or fix that. Like,
yeah, yeah,
if you don't do your part, that's kind of on you, you know.
yeah.
Because if you're not doing your part, you're fucking up. Like,
Mm,
it's reflecting on you, you know.
yeah.
You're the one that's gonna like suffer for it. So that's what I do. I don't really.
It's because what a lot of people don't know too is that mariachi is a collaborative effort. You know what I mean? Like, you really do have to listen to the person next to you and what the violins are
Yeah.
doing, what the trumpets are doing. If you're not doing that, then you become a one man show. Like, if you think you're the more important part of this whole thing we're doing,
Yeah.
that's what makes the dynamic go off. So like, if you're dealing with a difficult musician and they're not paying attention, well, it depends on the situation. If you're like,
Mhm.
it's like we said, we go to a gig, someone hired you for it, you go out there and you play, and it's just a bunch of random musicians. You only have to deal with them for that gig because, like I said, you're just helping out. But it's harder when it's a guy that's in your group. You know, you're just
Yeah.
like, fuck. So you can go one of two ways. You should just get used to it, or you can actually tell them, like, look, like if I was an harmonia and the guitar player is always doing their own thing, well, you have to try to make them understand that, we're trying to play as together as possible and stuff like that. But it can be harder because they're already in the group like that. So it really, sometimes you have to agree to disagree and just kind of
Mm.
pull through, because at the end of the day, like, it's never going to be perfect. Like anything, any band, any whatever, is not going to be perfect. I think really it's our job to make the group sound better as a whole. So they might be doing their own shit or this and that, but you have to also keep in mind, if they're not going to change, they're stubborn with their ways, the show must go on at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
you got to adjust to make the group better. You know what I mean? So really, if they're not listening, I mean, there's only so much that you can do, dog. Like, that's all I
Yeah,
can say.
and like I said, like me personally, like I'm just there to do my part. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna go out of my way to like, which it sounds for you. Some guys that I've told that they're like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you're supposed to listen to the whole group, or you're supposed to like
Yeah,
do your
yeah.
part. Which I mean, yeah, but no, you
Yeah.
know, like like I'm just trying to like it's a job for me, you know.
Yeah.
And like what I do in jobs is I do my part.
Yeah.
You know, if someone else doesn't, post that sucks. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm
that really
saying.
sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go to my way to for something that doing something that might not it's not even going to be appreciated.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people in Mariachi do have that thing of like, son muy orgullosos. So
Proud.
when you try to tell them something, they're like
They
they get
yeah.
upset.
They
you
get
know?
upset because they feel like you're trying to fix them, or and then it becomes a pride thing, like, oh, but I've been playing longer. They
Yeah.
probably won't tell you that, but they've already been like, well, I've been
They
playing.
get defensive. and it's
Yeah,
like-
they get real defensive, and it's like, dude, I'm just trying to tell you because you're fucking up.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're there to do your part. Yeah, you're very right. Like, you get there, you do your part. If they're not doing what they want to do, like, at the end of the day, you're getting paid to be there and do your thing.
Yeah.
So do as much as you can. If they're not changing, that's up to you. That's up to them, dog. And
Mhm.
eventually, too, like, you got to keep in mind, when people are very much like that and difficult to work with, everybody sees it. It's not just you.
Mm.
So a lot of the times that person won't last, or that person will end up quitting because they're like, nah, fuck these guys. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you do your part, and usually stuff like that fixes itself. But you're there to do your job, play your instrument, make the group sound as good as you can, like you playing your part. And then after that, it's like you said, tunnel vision, bro. Like, you know what tunnel vision is?
Yeah. I have
Yeah,
that.
you.
Right.
Huh?
No, I was gonna say I have that, but not.
It's like, yeah, I wear glasses. Tunnel vision, man, just straight on ahead. That's all I could say.
I know a lot of you won't agree with it, but it's
Yeah.
just my way. Like, we'll agree to disagree.
That's cool, bro. No pasa nada.
Is it me or like this podcast was a little bit darker today?
Yeah, it's because it's almost fall. Oh, it's fall now. We
That's
started
not
this.
what I meant.
We start. No, I know, but I mean, it started. We started in the summer, lighthearted, and now we're just mad.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get into the deep shit.
So you better subscribe, motherfuckers. Nah, but yeah, I think that's a good podcast. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're
Bye.
running out of time.
Right?
Okay.
Just fucking cut it.
No, thank you guys for listening to CharroBeans podcast, a Mariachi podcast. Go ahead and subscribe, like,
Can you
follow.
subscribe?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. You're right.
Stupid.
It's because I listened to it
Yeah.
like the first 5 minutes.
And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
delete. Nah, but yeah, subscribe, like, all that shit. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you can. It helps us out. And there was one thing I was gonna say. Oh, we got confirmation for one of our guests.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, you talked to him.
Oh, yeah. Shit, that's me.
You idiot.
I thought you meant like the one you were trying to get.
Oh,
Whoops.
we got confirmation for one of our guests that's really gonna be badass for us. Like this person has really affected both of our lives greatly. So it's just a badass thing that he said that he do it. So we're just gonna. He said that he wants to wait a little bit though because of COVID.
Yeah, because he wants to do it in person.
Yeah, he wants to do it in person.
To be with us.
So we're gonna be mobile CharroBeans, mobile beans.
CharroBill. Nah.
What?
CharroMobile? No.
CharroMobile?
Yeah.
Beanmobile? No, but we'll be mobile and we might go over there. He might be here. I don't know. We're still deciding the logistics or whatever.
We have time to think about it.
We have some time to think about it. But we're really excited for that that interview, that pod. So you guys stay tuned for that. I'm currently working on getting some other people to write in if you guys have any suggestions on who we should get, because we have an idea of who we already want. We already have like a list of people, you know, that we're trying to ask her if they ever get back to us. But for sure, like we have a list. But if there's anybody that you guys want us to talk to or reach out to, it could be anybody in the mariachi world. Comment on this video or in our social medias or whatever. Just let us know, and we'll see if we can make that happen for you guys. I kind of mentioned this in what was it? A comment, I think. But at 500 followers on Instagram, we're gonna have our boss Arturo. He's gonna be on the podcast. So at 500 followers on Instagram, we will have him on because we've talked about him so much in this podcast. Like,
you guys should meet him.
I feel like it'd be cool if you guys actually met who he was, because one thing that I got from people asking was they didn't know he was so young, because he's only like 34. I don't know how old he is. He's in his 30s though, and usually when you think of a boss, it's an older dude. So like when people are surprised that he's so young and he's pretty chill, and he's, you know, like he's not the kind of boss that you would find in a mariachi. You know what I mean? It's usually an older dude, and he's been around for like 90 years and stuff. So, yeah, at 500 followers on Instagram, he's gonna come on, and I think it'd be a fun podcast. He's just like Victor, except darker.
And cuter and green eyes.
Yeah, and he's got green eyes, dog.
Must be nice.
For real, dude. If I had green eyes, I wouldn't know how to act.
I wouldn't know how to look. I just look at you like
Make me fall in love.
Yeah.
Just like, dumb. But yeah, 500 followers. And real quick, I have decided that at 1,000 followers on Instagram, what we're gonna do after 1,000 is we're gonna have one person a month, that listens to the podcast be on the podcast. So it would be over Zoom, and whoever we'll do like a raffle type shit, or we'll choose one follower a month, and that person will be on the podcast, and we'll talk about them, their story. We can have a full discussion with them here on the pod. I think it'd be fun, but that will be at 1,000 followers. So,
damn,
it'd be a good chance for like people we don't know. You know, they'll be on the podcast. They'll talk about them, and we'll make fun of them. No, but I think it'd be a cool opportunity to get to know you guys that listen to the podcast, and you guys can have your guys' input for all of YouTube and listeners on Spotify and Apple to listen to you guys, because I'm sure you guys have stories. So I think it'd be sweet.
Yeah.
So at 500, we'll get our boss Arturo. At 1,000, we will have you guys, the fans, on the podcast. Oof. Damn.
What'd you want?
I'm like,
Okay.
Okay, we gotta get out of here before it gets explicit. Anyway, that was a podcast. So if you guys can drop a like.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you guys next week. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Peace. And we're out. You're not gonna say anything?
Oh, bye.
No, man. Like you always have like an ending.
Oh. I mean,